If you want to learn pirouetting globes, then this is a set of exercises that will build you up to doing them. The first is pirouetting loop sets. A set is 2 superimposed pirouetting loops, and we're going to do 5 of these at each of the 45-degree angles. That was the first set from the right. We'll do the next set at 45 degrees towards and continue with the sets until the last one is from the left. The aim of this exercise is to get the second loop the same size and position as the first. Having done regular Pirouetting before, you'll probably be used to exiting flat at the bottom of the loop and having less speed than when you entered. This compromises subsequent loops. You'll now have to learn how to keep the speed and angle of attack at the bottom so that the second loop is the same size as the first. With similar speed and disc angle each time, you should be able to generate the same amount of inertia and climb so that your loops are of a similar size. You also want to try these in different wind directions, as downwind loops will need a flatter disc at the bottom and more collective on the way up with a more obvious turnover at the top. You'll find some of the sets more difficult than the others, so you don't have to practice all of them each time, as that takes far too long and can be counterproductive. Recognize which sets are weaker and throw them into your flight routines each session, and that way you can bring them all up to an equal level. The final set is 2 pirouetting loops from the left. If you can't yet do pirouetting loops, there's a link down below to an in-depth episode on these. The second exercise is flying the globe shape without the pirouettes. In the F3N definition of a pirouetting globe, you should do 4 pirouetting loops where each loop is rotated until the helicopter exits along the path it entered. You should change the flight path of each loop so that it has rotated 45 degrees between the time it starts and finishes. If you look carefully at this diagram, the loops all go through the same center point at the bottom. However, they do not go through top center. They're all slightly off, and this is the flight path change you have to make to turn it into a globe. This is the globe shape you want to be flying. Enter and pull up straight initially, then turn the flight path in a subtle way so that it misses top center and seamlessly comes down, having made the 45-degree change. Flying the globe like this will help you figure out what size and direction might be better for you. Try to hit the same spot at the bottom each time and see how far off you need to be from top dead center to make it smooth. The nice thing is you can start doing these now, even if you aren't completely down with Pirouetting loops. This is an important step, and you should do lots of them to get an understanding of how the globe is shaped. And learning this shape will also help when you do rolling globes. A pirouetting segment is where you practice just one Pirouetting loop with a 45-degree change. For example, you'll enter from the right, do the maneuver, and exit having avoided top center and made the 45-degree rotation. There are 4 segments you can practice, 1 for each of the loops. You can start parallel to the flight line, 45 degree towards, directly towards, or 45 degrees the other way, which then exits parallel. The Pirouetting globe is around 40 seconds, and it's a waste to have to do a full one each time during practice. So segments will allow you to work on parts without having to fly the entire maneuver. We do a similar thing with rolling globes, and it's a very useful way of saving time and focusing on more important bits. You've done all the work, and this is where you join them up. String each of the segments together to make a complete Pirouetting globe. If you're struggling with anything, I find going back to flying globes for the shape or working on individual segments to help a lot. I think segments 2 and 3 are the ones I practice the most. They fly directly at you and the judges at the bottom, and if you can't get it straight, you'll be marked down. It's a long maneuver, around 40 seconds, so you don't have to practice it a lot. I find by putting my weakest segments into my flying, it's a lot more productive than doing 5 Pirouetting globes in a single flight. When flying in a competition, you want to make sure that your 10-meter entrance and exit is straight and level. So many pilots lose points by getting the easiest part of this maneuver wrong. At 40 seconds, it's also one of the longest set maneuvers to do. Don't make it the last maneuver of your round, as it will need power if it's windy, and the last thing you need is bogging and drawing amps and having the tail let go. Don't forget to practice your pirouettes the other way as well. If you start now, it'll make it a lot easier later on when you want to do Pirouetting globe reversals. In conclusion, this is a great maneuver even if you aren't doing it for competition. It can be done at a medium speed and with any size model. Don't rush through this. It will take weeks of work to turn your pirouetting loops into globes, so enjoy the process. Throw the sets and segments into your flights and take your time to work on the weaker ones. And don't underestimate just flying the globe. You can try them backwards or sideways if you feel there are orientations you feel you might be missing. Until next time.